Welcome back to the Celeb Insider. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get right into it. Sunny Hostin is visibly losing her cool as her co-hosts keep calling out her nonsensical statements. At this point, it's almost like she's just there to be the punching bag, and you can see the realization dawning on her face. Watch as Sunny tries to argue that AOC and her policies aren't extreme, only for Alyssa to drop a truth bomb that leaves her absolutely speechless. Check this out.
What does the party have to do to reconnect with voters?
Go ahead.
Why are you asking the Republican? I think the Dems should start. I've got thoughts, but I'll let you start.
I can start. Look, young people were still the age group with the highest support for the Democratic candidate this year. So we can start there. I don't think that young people have necessarily left the Democratic Party. Yes, there have been some gains made by the Republican Party, but by and large, young people are voting democratically. The other thing that I will say is about AOC, she has been demonized by the right, and she's been demonized as this like too progressive, far left person. And I want to try to set the record straight, because if she is too progressive, then the Democrats really are going to lose the working class, because this is her platform. The key issues: healthcare for all people, affordable housing, rebuild the unions, federal job guarantee, free public college, create clean energy jobs, pay parental leave, and expand protections for the LGBTQ+ community.
Defunding the police, open borders, allowing men to compete in women's sports, and hiking taxes up to 90% to fund endless free programs. Yeah, totally not far left, right? Give me a break, but let's keep going.
If that is too progressive for this country, then that's a problem for the Democrats, and that's a problem, quite frankly, for this country.
That used to be a description of a liberal.
But the devil's
healthcare for all should be an everybody issue.
But the devil's in the details, because a lot of this country does not support, for example, the Green New Deal, which would absolutely crush jobs across this country, wreak havoc on the economy.
It would create millions of jobs, actually.
It would actually make international travel virtually impossible to do because of some of the regulations that have been in place. From my perspective, as a Republican who didn't support Trump, this may sound weird, I think Democrats focus too much on Trump. People who were going to be with Donald Trump were going to be with Donald Trump. There needed to be more of a, this is who we are, this is what we're proactively fighting for. And I can think of 3 or 4 policies that were laid out by the vice president. She talked about this support for elderly parents. She talked about these first-time home buyer payments. But they need a
opportunity economy.
But again, that's a platitude. What does it mean? You know, like, and I didn't know that by
a 90-page white paper.
But in this world we live in, when you have 3 months especially, I don't know that people knew what she was for. And then a lot of her positions in 2020, she was on the complete opposite side of now.
Did you catch that snarky comment? If that's too left for America, then America has the problem. And that right there is the core issue with Democrats. They don't talk to people, they talk at them. They don't ask what Americans want. They push their agenda down everyone's throats and expect total compliance. And if you dare disagree, they shame you, call you names, and paint you as the enemy. That's been their playbook for years. And in the last election, it completely backfired. But wait, it gets even better. Sunny tries to save face by bringing up her so-called opportunity economy, and Alyssa shuts her down hard. That's not a policy, it's a platitude. What does that even mean? I almost fell out of my chair laughing. Now, let's watch as Sarah Haynes lays out exactly what I've been saying all along. Democrats keep dismissing real concerns as non-issues. And right on cue, Sunny proves her point in real time. Watch this.
Well, I think Rahm Emanuel hit it right on the head in an op-ed for the Washington Post. He had 2 parts that really kind of stuck with me. He talked about with inflation stinging, school absenteeism skyrocketing, students' academic scores plummeting, Democrats consume themselves in debates over pronouns, bathroom access, and renaming schools, and adopted terms such as care economy and Latinx to win over voters. And I think what it comes down to is oftentimes Democrats tend to tell people what to care about rather than listening to what they actually care about. Because he goes on to say, they tiptoe around issues like crime, immigration, homelessness, and then they quote stats, while meanwhile there's an uptick in carjackings and you have to lock up deodorant in CVS.
Crime is down.
But you're doing exactly my point here. What happens is each time people show statistics, everyone's saying crime is a problem. That doesn't make them feel better when you say, but it's not.
Did you see Sunny's face? That was pure comedy gold. This is exactly why Democrats are losing people. Their elitist, pretentious attitude is pushing voters away, and they're too clueless to realize they need to dial it back. But here's the thing, they can't help themselves. These folks live and breathe stats, polls, and whatever the so-called experts say. Meanwhile, regular people make decisions based on real life. You can't throw a statistic at me saying crime is down when just a few years ago, I don't remember CVS and Walgreens locking everything behind glass. Now, it's like Fort Knox in there. So no, I don't care what your experts and their spreadsheets say. I can see with my own eyes that things are worse. And that is the fundamental problem with Democrats. When you walk around acting like you're better than everyone else, like your opinions are the only ones that matter, you lose the ability to connect with real people. If someone has a concern or belief you don't agree with, you don't engage. You dismiss it as irrelevant or uninformed. That's not leadership, that's straight up narcissism. And speaking of out-of-touch takes, let's check out Whoopi, Goldberg, and Joy Behar making some jaw-droppingly low IQ statements about RFK. Watch this.
Make America healthy again. And it's been gaining ground with folks. But let me remind everyone that long before him, Maha was already Michelle makes America healthy. Okay? That's what she was doing when she was first lady. So it's not an unknown concept.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
So
Now he's out there saying this, but do you actually believe anything he says? Tell the truth. I mean, they overturned Roe v. Wade. He said he wasn't going to put anybody in who backed the Budget 2025. A lot of people that he's put into this new administration believe that stuff. He said that grocery prices would magically come down. He already admitted that they can't very easily come down. Remember when during COVID, he said, no masks, you don't need masks. That was also BS. He attacked Dr. Fauci, who was really trying to help everybody. Yeah. He pushed deworming medication for horses on us. And the worst, the pièce de résistance, as they say, is he sent COVID tests to Putin.
Yeah.
That really ticked me off.
And one more thing, what actual results did we get from Michelle Obama's health initiative? Let's be real, nothing. Kids are still overweight, ADHD, autism, and learning disabilities are skyrocketing. Clearly, whatever she tried didn't work. Now, let's get into Joy Behar's ridiculous take. Calling ivermectin a horse dewormer was beyond dishonest. It's one of the most widely used treatments globally. RFK Jr. actually broke this down on the Joe Rogan podcast. Here's the truth. For the government to fast-track vaccines under federal emergency authorization, they had to prove there were no other effective treatments available. That's why they discredited ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, so they could push through a 200 billion vaccine plan. Pure corruption, led by none other than Dr. Fauci himself. That's why Trump needs to investigate him, especially after Fauci admitted that the entire mask mandate and 6-foot social distancing rule were completely made up. No science, just speculation. Unbelievable. Now watch Sarah Haynes actually make a valid point to Sunny. Maybe we shouldn't just pump people full of unhealthy processed junk food and then send them straight to Big Pharma for a cocktail of pills. Maybe we should explore real solutions. Why do Asian communities live longer without relying on pills to fix everything? And Sunny, she responds with the worst faith argument ever. Watch this.
Thanks, Sunny, because I understand what you're saying about Western medicine, but there are Eastern traditions that are thousands of years old. I have a Chinese Western-trained doctor who has pointed out where the Western medicine gets it wrong.
Right.
We live in a country where crap is put in our food that makes us sick, and then pharmaceuticals come in and throw pills at it. So we're living in a cycle where it feeds the corporate greed to keep us not well.
I'm not against Eastern medicine, but I've been married to a Western medicine doctor for 26 years, and I trust him over anybody else telling me that what's making people have certain ailments, or if I need a knee replacement, I should just put maybe some kind of like herbal patch on it.
I mean, come on, that's such a bad faith argument. No one is saying just slap an herbal patch on your knee if you need a replacement. That's not the point. Other cultures prioritize clean, healthy eating. And when a society is built around that, it does way more for human health than any pill or quick fix ever could. But here's the problem. In our culture, we've prioritized feelings over facts. We've embraced body positivity to the point where we're told being overweight isn't necessarily unhealthy because, you know, we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. We've normalized a sedentary lifestyle. No activity, no fitness, just endless junk food. And then we wonder why people turn to drugs like Ozempic, hoping it'll magically fix everything. They take it daily, expecting zero long-term consequences. It's a band-aid for a much deeper problem. But hey, let me know what you think in the comments below. At this point, Sunny is basically the show's punching bag. It's almost sad. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Catch you in the